Today's video from Sam4S Help, we're taking a look at X and Z reports on the ER-900 series of registers. So this video isn't an instructional video showing you how to do an end of day report or a PLU report or a flash report. It's more an overview and an introduction to the different types of X and Z you can do on these range of machines. So in the video, this model is the 940, but the reporting functionality is the same across the range. What I would recommend is if you've got access to the manual, you check out pages 62 to 64. They've got a really good introduction to the reports and then details of how to actually run each individual report yourself. I'll put a link to where you can download that in the video description, and I'll also produce a playlist with instructions of how to do each type of report. Okay, so on the machine, on this particular machine, in fact across all cash registers, not just Sam4S cash registers, there's different types of read, reset and then periodic reports that you can run. So in addition to the fact that you can run a financial report, a PLU report and a group report and time report and a clerk report, there's all sorts of different information you get out of the till. But then there's different ways and different time periods that you can produce that information for. So if we look at the X reports to start with, one of the confusions with tills is the difference between X and Z. Simply put, X is read only and Z is read and reset. So you would run an X report to see how you're doing effectively. So they're also called flash reports. You might use them to see how much money you've taken so far in the trading period, whereas you'd run a Z report when that trading period is over, because it gives you the same information but it then resets it for the following day. So that's X. So on the cash register you have X mode, so all the reports that you run in X mode give you the information but they don't reset the data. So one of the problems you can get with till reporting confusion is if someone runs an X report by mistake at the end of the day. It's possible because the information looks the same as it would do on a Z report. So this is a standard financial report in the X mode, so it looks the same as the Z version but it just hasn't reset the data. So if you don't do the Z, you can say, for example, this was Monday and I did an X report. I could use this information to reconcile the till. But then whoever did the report the following day, even if they did the correct Z report which would reset, they'd have this information grouped in with their take-ins for Tuesday. Okay, so that's the X report. Z report resets the data, so you get the same information out but the data would reset. The way the tills work, and again this is for all tills, not just Sam4S's, is that they don't do daily reports, weekly reports, monthly reports or yearly reports or quarterly reports. They do reports for a period of time and it's down to the operator what period of time that is. So although you run a Z1 report, a financial report at the end of every day and call it a daily report, it's crucial that you understand it's only daily because you're running it every day. In theory you could run a Z report every 2 minutes and it would reset the data for that 2 minutes, but obviously that's impractical. You generally do a daily report because you want to reconcile the day's take-ins, so that's why a Z report becomes called a daily report, when in effect it isn't really, it's just a period of time. But that's how you get the till to balance. You do a Z report at the end of every day, helps you balance the till, helps you with your cashing up. It highlights any discrepancies and then it also resets the data, so the following day you're starting from zero. So every day's trading you would normally do a Z1 report. What some tills have, including the 900 series, is then a Z2 file. So every time you run a Z1 report or a Z report, whether that's a PLU report, a group report, a financial report, it wipes the data down in the Z file and moves it over to the Z2 file. You can then use the Z2 file however you want to. You don't have to use it. One example of how you could use it is to generate a weekly report. So if we were in the Z mode now and ran a financial report. So this is our Z1 report, which we'd be using every day to cash up our till. If we ran one of these every day and were trading for 7 days, at the end of that 7-day period we would have 7 Z1 reports. We could then run a consolidated weekly report. 201 subtotal in the Z mode gets you the Z2 version of the financial report. So this report, in effect, I haven't been open for 7 days, so my figure I think is exactly the same, but the theory would be is that I've got a Z2 report, so that would be the consolidation of 7 lots of Z1s. You would then call it a weekly report. Remember, it's not weekly, it's only weekly because you made it weekly, so you would have to remember to do it at the same time every week to make it a genuine weekly report. So it doesn't have to be weekly, you could do it over whatever time period you wanted to do, as long as you kept the routine and made it regular. So in this way, that's how it could be a monthly report. One thing you might do is run a PLU report at the end of every month, see what the top selling PLUs were, individual products. Doesn't have to be weekly, doesn't have to be monthly, it can be quarterly or annually, as long as you understand that the till won't do it for you, it's you that are developing the routine. Okay, so the key things to take away from this is what I'm trying to say is you've got X reports, which are read only, which give you information, Z reports, which reset the data for that particular file and then push the information over into the Z2 file, and then Z2s are your periodic reporting, which you can use for your own benefit. And then aside from that, on the 900 series, all the categories of reports that are in those XZ and Z2s are independent of each other. So you've got financial reports, PLU reports, group reports, open order reports. They all run independently of each other. So you can do a financial report every single day, and if you never reset the group report or the PLU report, they'll just build up and build up in the till memory. Okay, hope that's given you like an introduction to the X and Z reports and the differences between them. If you check out the playlist that's appearing on screen now, I'll go into more detail and show you actually how to do each individual report, so that might be worth looking at. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel or visit sam4shelp.co.uk for more. Thanks for watching.